What is going on, everybody, and welcome back to another episode of the Road to Nowhere podcast. I am Extreme from Extreme FTW Gaming. This is Jimmy G from the Jimmy G Experience. We welcome you guys to another episode. We are starting a little late today, and that's partially my fault. It's been a very hectic 24 hours for your boy. Yesterday, I had to call out of work because I had a 24-hour stomach bug. I don't like throwing up. If I can avoid it, I will. Um, but yeah, and then my girlfriend's on spring break because she works for the school district here in Billings, and so she's home. And yesterday it was funny because she's like, I'm so glad I'm going to this bachelor party today for my friend because I don't have to be here anymore and it stinks. And I'm like, thanks, babe. Thank you so much for reminding me of how horrible my day is going. But yeah, it's been a interesting
She told you
time.
you stink?
Well, because I've been throwing up diarrhea and all that fun crap that the bathroom we only have the one bathroom in the house up here. And so everyone's got to use it. And she's just like, nah, fuck y'all. Y'all clean that motherfucker. And so my brother had to go in there around 10:30, 11 yesterday when I finally laid down and passed the hell out.
Mhm.
Because I'd been up since like 2 a.m. and I was just puking up everything and anything that my stomach had in it. It was absolute hell. I do not like to throw up. If I can avoid it, I will. Normally, I'm not in this good of spirits like a day after, but I didn't throw up again, which is not entirely normal, but I'm okay with it
And
because,
so who
yeah,
who likes to throw up though? I mean, really, you know?
uh, I was going to make a
Nobody
really horrible joke,
nobody
but
nobody likes to throw up.
no one likes throwing up. No. And it just, for me, I say this with sincerity. I would rather have COVID again. If I could avoid ever throwing up and all I got was COVID, I'd be happy. I'm being dead serious. I would rather be in a state of possibly dying as opposed to having to throw up again. Because at least, there's some relief at the end of that. Whereas with throwing up, it's just until it stops, you're just in hell. So, but yeah, not fun. And that, of course, led into today where I'm finally up, moving around, feeling better, slept okay, overslept because I wanted to start streaming at like 8 my time, overslept, and here we are. So I'm a little more than late to the show today, if you will, because like I said, I wanted to start streaming a little bit this morning.
Yeah.
Um, but yeah, I'm definitely going to be on after this. Probably going to take a quick break to grab something small to put in my stomach, try to at least, and then stream more Destiny today because yeah, there's a lot I need to fucking do because I just yeah, I want to get stuff done. Anywho,
I don't blame
there's you.
you, and I would love to join you. I finished the campaign, so my character's at 1770 now.
There
It's the
is
first time I
okay.
think
So
I finished the. No, no, it's got to be the second time I finished the campaign because I did finish the Witch Queen
you
because I got those
finished
boots.
Witch Queen, you finished Beyond Light, you finished
I
the
I don't know if I finished Beyond Light. That's what I'm saying
you
is
did, you
I
did.
finished a lot of stuff. I just don't remember finishing the quest because I don't remember ever picking um, an exotic thing any more
You're
than the one boots from the Witch Queen.
whoa. My shit just went sideways. I don't know what just happened. Like you got real boggy. I don't know what the hell's going on. I don't know why I'm dropping frames. Um yeah, that was weird. I may have to drop my bit rate down. Fuck, man. Anyways, let's see if it keeps going. Um, but yeah, no, you did we did Beyond Light together. We finished the main quest for the campaign. Everything you had afterwards was all the side stuff to get the what is it? To get elements of the aspects, you had to get the grenade launcher, which the quest for that is pretty straightforward. You go do this, you do that, you do this, you do a quick little mission to get the gun, you get the gun, you're done. Um that grenade launcher is considered one of the dumbest things in Destiny because for the longest time, it had zero usefulness. It has since gotten a little better, and with the recent buff to grenade launchers, it's actually really decent for doing a variety of different things. It's good for dealing with unstoppables and for anti-barriers. It's good for a champion killing weapon now. Um, but it ain't great, and it will eat a shit ton of your ammo. So it has its positives and its negatives. Just like with Witch Queen, you never got Parasite. You didn't get the grenade launcher you get at the end of the campaign.
No, I did not.
Yeah, I know because I never took you or Elliot through it. And that gun did not get buffed with the recent update with Lightfall, and so it's always been very very powerful for burst damage. Like if you have a strong secondary or a strong primary, then you can kind of get away with using it. But if you're looking for an end all be all melt weapon, if depending on what you're doing and what the modifiers are, it will do just that. It will melt things, but it's not the super greatest thing ever. It's
Gotcha.
very strong. It's very strong and it has a lot of benefit. I was actually tempted to start running it, but we'll see.
Yeah,
Anywho,
see
moving on.
the guns that I'm really liking right now is the assault rifle that came with the new expansion. I really like that one. And then I still really like my submachine gun that we got.
In the current
That
season one, the strand one.
yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
I like the assault rifle that comes with that. And I still like the submachine gun that we got a long time ago. That's the exotic submachine gun, so I can't run both at the same time, which is terrible. But
Oh, right.
my heavy, I don't know. I like the machine guns. They have like all the just
Machine gun. So
an
machine guns
ungodly
have a lot
amount
of
of ammo, and
yeah.
I don't know. I really like it.
So machine guns at the start of Witch Queen or start of Lightfall, sorry, got a 10% damage buff to enemies. They got a additional buff for bosses that wasn't in the initial patch notes. It was later put in there, I think, but they do a lot more damage than they did before. They can compete with rockets, and linears are now kind of dead unless you're using sleeper simulant or you're using queen breakers. Queen breakers is a random drop, I think, um out in the world, and then sleeper I think you can get from the oh god, where do you get sleeper? I think you get sleeper from the exotic archive. I'm actually looking, hang on, let me double check that.
See, I
But you
hear
can get
sleeper,
anyway.
and I just think like a hitman that stays in the
Yes.
shadows.
Yeah, so you can get sleeper simulant from the exotic vendor kiosk, whatever that's in the tower. um that weapon is, given how linear fusions work right now, that and Queensbreaker are your best bet. Polaris Lance has also gotten a buff. Whisper of the Worm. That this weapon came with a mission um way back at the end of year 1, I think it was, of D2. And this weapon back then was extremely strong. Now, not so much. Outbreak Perfected is always a good weapon to grab if you can grab it. You need an exotic cipher, a lot of glimmer, some shards, and ascendant shards for most of the weapons I just talked about. Yeah, I need to go do stuff to get.
Hmm, hmm. So yeah,
Well,
back to my thought process of you saying you need to do stuff was yeah, I'd love to join you because I mean there's still a lot of stuff that I want to do, but I also have a lot of chores to do here. So like my only Rocket League practice that I'm gonna be getting in is happening right now, and this is until my kids get out of school anyway, and then who knows. But like when it comes to the chores, I have three cases of clothes that I need to figure out and go through, see what fits, what doesn't fit, what gets donated, what gets kept, and reorganize everything because I legit have so many clothes just laying around in different totes and the closet and my dressers and shit that I don't wear. That I'm like, this is an ungodly amount of stuff. Like maybe I should just donate stuff or just reorganize and plan. And I set all that shit up to be today because we're going on a vacation here Thursday. We're gonna go to Disneyland and then up to a Ducks game. And shortly after that, we're gonna be going to Jamaica. And then after that, we're gonna be going to Vegas. So it's like, goddamn.
Yeah, probably should get all that shit done.
Yeah. Like I need to make sure that if I have clothes that I need, I have them. If I need to buy clothes, I need to be able to know what I need to buy. You know, like mostly, I swear to God, I have the best job on the planet because I get to go to work in fucking workout shorts and or sweatpants, and I don't have to do anything like clothes wise. Like I don't have
Yeah.
to have slacks. I don't have to have jeans. I don't have to have no. Like I could wear t-shirts and sweatpants or t-shirts and basketball pants or a fucking tank top and workout shorts and it doesn't matter cuz I have a jumpsuit that I have to put on anyway.
Hmm. Yeah. See,
So,
I
yeah, all
don't
my
envy
shit's
the
just
jumpsuit. I don't envy the jumpsuit whatsoever. But you mentioned clothes. I have lost so much weight working at Target that the pants that were acquired for me no longer fit. Like they are just too fucking baggy. They were
that's
slightly baggy
good.
when I got them, but now they're like, dude, the belt that I have just it can't hold it can't hold it up anymore. It's just too much. And so I was telling Kim the other day, like, hey, I'm probably gonna really need to go get some new pants soon. And she's like, okay, well, we can go this week while I'm off. And I was like, when did you have in mind? And she's all Tuesday. And I go, how's that gonna work? And she goes, what do you mean? And I said, well, I'm streaming. I have the podcast in the morning, and then I'm streaming for a little while after that. And then you have stuff going on. And she's like, oh crap. So she then starts going through what she has going on today, and she's like, oh crap, yeah, we're not going on Tuesday. And I said, okay, what about Wednesday? And she goes, let me look. Yeah, we're not going on Wednesday. And I said, well, I work Thursday and Friday, and you're going out of town Friday for sure. So I get off early on Saturday. How about that? And she's like, yeah, that works. And I'm sitting over here like, you know what's going to happen?
Something's going to come up and you're not going to be able
Something's
to go
going
on
to come up.
Friday.
Probably.
Yeah. Yeah.
But I'm not that worried about it. I'm pretty sure I know what size pants I need, and if it is a problem, I have a um.
Don't say online shopping. Don't say online shopping. Don't say it.
Oh,
Dude, online
I was gonna
shopping
make
is
sure.
like the worst.
It is if you're buying from certain locations. Like I go through DXL because I'm a big dude, and most of the clothes that I buy, as long as I know my waist size, my inseam, I can do that myself. Like I can, you know,
Well, yeah, but there's
figure
so
that
many
out.
clothes out there. Everything is cut different that you could buy
Yeah,
one pair of pants that say it's a say 42
I
waist and the
always
inseam is a 30. You put them on and they're fine on the thigh or they're a little baggy even. You get the exact same brand, the exact same size, the exact same inseam, and it's tight on the thigh. Like
Yeah, I don't.
shit
I don't buy a lot of
happens.
clothes. I don't. I just be blunt. I don't buy a lot of clothes. Kim buys a lot of my clothes because yeah, it's just she knows where to go normally. But
Well, I'm
um,
just saying, like majority of clothes are all handmade. That the
yeah, and so
cuts and
they're
the seams are not always 100% the same.
yeah.
So
So it's always you're always going to get a little difference in it. Sometimes some will be better, some will be undersized, oversized, whatever. I
yeah.
know that because I do work at Target, deal with clothes all the time. Um, we've had like an influx recently of people buying clothes, and I'm sitting here like, why the fuck are you buying kids clothes online? Like, you need to bring your kid in the store because trust me, it's not gonna fit. And we've had so much shit returned because parents are just being lazy and don't want to take their kids to the store. I get it. I don't have kids, so I don't fully understand or grasp At least this is how people see it. I don't understand how bad it is and how difficult it is to bring your kids to the store. No, I know exactly how hard it is. I have nieces, I have a nephew. I would take them to the store with me. Fuck that. It's not fun. You don't want to do it. I get it. But if you're buying clothes for your fucking kid, please bring them to the fucking store. This is just you're gonna end up returning them and making more work for me. Fucking bring your
Facts.
goddamn kid to the store. But no,
See, I take my kids to the store now to go try on clothes, and I'm like, "You guys have a changing room?" No, COVID shut it down. Okay, so how do you suggest we try on these clothes? You take them home, you try them on. If they don't fit, you bring them back.
yeah, fuck that. We have a changing room at
And I
Target.
say it was. I think it was Target that we went to.
How long ago was this?
Not very long ago.
Well, California has much. They're still
They,
stricter.
yeah,
Security.
they
So
really are. It's was really dumb. At the same time, though, it could have just been somebody as easy they didn't want to work. So
that very well could be it because at our store, as far as I'm concerned, as far as I know, and as far as I'm concerned, the way the company operates in one state is the same it operates in another state. And as far as I know, our dressing rooms are supposed to be open. Um, the protocol in California, as I remember it, is the person has to be wearing a mask and then the dressing room has to be wiped down afterwards. So more than likely, yeah, someone was being fucking lazy. But it
yeah.
should have been open. If it's not, ask for ETL and
Oh,
they will
what?
send someone over real quick, like, and fix the problem. So
An
yeah,
ETL?
executive team lead.
Oh,
They're basically assistant managers.
gotcha.
So
How many assistant managers do you have at your store there, buddy?
four, four
Yeah,
or
you know what
five.
that all I hear is micromanaging.
Oh yeah, 100%, 100%. Um, but the thing is, there are so many different departments at our store.
Oh yeah,
You
I
have
can
you have
imagine.
ETL who's responsible for the entire back room. You have an ETL, which is my boss, who's in charge of the entire front end and mobile cart, which is what you know we call the fulfillment or flex. Um, you have an ETL that's for one half of the sales floor, one ETL for another half of the sales floor. You have one ETL for grocery, and then you have an ETL for apparel. Apparel makes up about 50% of my fucking store, and I hate it. I hate it. I hate it. I hate it. And the reason why I hate it is because we have all this shit that takes up space, and that's literally all it does. Take
I
up
was gonna
space.
I was gonna say, what would you rather it be? Because isn't Target supposed to be an apparel store, or isn't that how
Well,
it
here's
started in the
it.
first place anyway?
So Target is a essentially it's a okay comfortable here. Oh, it's a multi-purpose store. Like you can go there to get clothing, you can go there to get groceries, you can go there to get housewares, stuff like that. You know, it's a Jack Army knife of. I know I said Jack Army knife. It's an Army knife of fucking
It's a jack of
stores.
all trades, is what you were trying to say. I realize.
Kinda, yeah, but it's a Swiss Army knife is what I meant. There you go.
Okay.
It's got a variety of everything, a little bit of this, a little bit of that. But the thing is, we have so much clothing, and clothing isn't our biggest like selling products. At least at our store. At our store, our biggest selling products is everything else. The bulk of the floor of what we sell is either grocery or other household stuff. Like you don't see a lot of people buying clothes. I'm not saying it doesn't happen, but for the amount of space that we use for clothes, one of three things
Oh
could be
yeah.
done instead. We could have a larger stock room where we could store more of this crap and people could buy the, you know, you could essentially make it to where fulfillment has more places to go to get stuff and we have more back stock, back room, whatever. We have so much crap on the floor on a day-to-day basis with apparel that it's just sitting there. And I know for a fact there are items that are just sitting there, haven't moved in months. And they just sit there until someone
Because
buys
you're
them.
the one. Yeah, because you're the one that has to dust them.
No. I can buy
I
them
could
quite a
see
bit.
you.
Like
I just say I can
Oh
see you
God,
out on the floor with a
if they try to
little
convince me,
French maid little costume, with a little duster.
fuck hell no. But first of all, why are you thinking that way, James? Anyways,
Hey,
secondly,
you know.
um,
So-
um, no, but like I get it, and the thing is, my frustration comes from the fact that yes, I see one side of things. I don't see how much is going out on the like through the cashiers and going through the front end. I have no idea. From our end, we are constantly being bombarded with like the main floor, but because of how the floor is set up, it's just so like it takes us so long to get shit when it should be a lot easier, but we just don't have the space to have all this crap because the store is basically 50% apparel. And I'm like, and the worst part, and the thing that pisses me off the most, it's mostly all women and kids. Like, there is nothing for men. The men's
yeah,
section is like that. Like, this is the women's section, the kids section. This is the men's section. Like, this tiny little
yeah,
speck of shit. It's like we have a whole section just for women and men or women and kids shoes. Like this giant section. I'm like, where's the men's shoes? Go back to the men's section. It's one fucking shelf, basically. It's not,
yeah,
but it feels that way. And it's like,
yeah. You got a pair
you
of boots,
know,
you got a pair of shiny black shoes, and you got a pair of tennis shoes, and that's about
pretty
it.
much like that's it. And it's extremely frustrating for a multitude of reasons for me because the men's section does not get taken care of very well. So when I have to go back there and grab something, it's like, good luck. I'll say a prayer for you because that's
Say a
literally
little
what it
prayer
is.
for you.
You're not going to find what you're looking for. And if you do find it, it's not where it's supposed to be. And it's buried underneath something else. Like it's that bad. And it's at our store, our apparel team busts their butt to keep everything, looking nice and keeping everything organized. But it just takes one good Saturday for all of that work to just,
Yeah, I was gonna say, what do you think it is? Do you think it's the men that shop at Target? They're just
oh
slobs,
fuck
or do you
no.
think
It's
it's
the fucking women and kids that come in there and go shopping for other people and then they just throw shit or shove shit. I've in the women's section, they have people who literally their job is just to go around and refold all the clothes and put them back where they belong and
yeah,
organize and find stuff and put it back where it's supposed to go. That is
right,
all they do all day long. I have watched as a member of the apparel team will go around at the start of the day and find all the shit that's out of place and it will fill a cart over the like overflowing.
right,
And now this person has to go through, fold it all up, and put it all back. And they've only got an 8-hour shift to do this. Mind you, they're doing it by themselves. And it
right.
amazes me how this person is so good at their job that they're not only able to get it done, but they get it done in like 4 or 5 hours tops.
Yeah.
And then they go move on to something else. I'm like, how the fuck? Because I'd still be working on it by the time my shift came up. I would probably have to stay just to get it done. But they know that they've been at Target for a very long time at my store, and they know what the fuck they're doing, and they know where everything's supposed to go because they're constantly putting shit back.
Yeah, I was gonna
So
say a lot of that probably has to do with just the amount of repetition that they do.
the muscle memory of it, yeah. But they brought in someone to work with this person, and yeah,
How well did that go over? Not very.
let's put it this way: they're still butting heads. Um, and they kind of trade off which sections each person's doing. It's a fun joy to watch. Um, but when they start going off,
Embrace the chaos.
oh, it's not chaos. It's just full blown like you know how when people start arguing and you're just kind of overdoing your thing and you're just like, what the fuck is going on? And it's people you like, and you're like, oh, man, I'm just gonna stay over here and stay out of this. And it's just that uncomfortableness. Yeah, that's every day.
Um, I was gonna say no. I really don't know because I'm usually the one that's arguing with somebody, and I'm usually also usually the one that most people like, which is funny considering I just said what you would think would be completely inaccurate. But Like a lot of people really like me, but I also argue with a lot of fucking people because people do some dumb stuff, you know. let's take Will for example, a friend of mine, and yeah, I still consider him a friend. Granted, he hasn't talked to me in probably a year, but whatever, it is what it is. Each to each their own. We're at my house, and he was being a jerk, and I told him, dude, you're starting to really fucking make me mad. You need to stop. And he kept doing what he was doing, and I
You
told
told
him,
the story before,
have
just so
I?
you know. Yeah.
Okay. He's like, dude, you really got to fucking stop. And I'm like, I want to hit him so bad. And that's the moral of why I argue with people is they do dumb stuff. They put me in that state of mind of I want to fucking hit you. You need to stop. And then they don't. They want to see
I
if they
think
can
that
really get me to that level where I'm gonna actually lay hands on them, and they come to regret
I've
it.
I've I've pushed you one time. I know this for a fact. I pushed you one time to that point, and I've never done it since. And that was when we first started hanging out. And I've since
Yeah.
learned, like, I can see your face, and I'm like, oh, I've pushed too far. I need to stop. And I'm just like, hey, I'm sorry.
Yeah,
And
but
everything's
there's
cool. But it
yeah, but
took
there's
for
so many
me,
people that just they don't.
I know. But the thing was, I learned a long time ago with everybody I know, not just you, but when someone's at that point where they're about to put hands on you, if you like, for me personally, if I have a problem with that, like if I don't want that to happen, I'm gonna do what I need to do to just de-escalate the situation. Case in point, I'll stop whatever it is I'm doing, pissing you off, annoying you, whatever. But if it's someone I don't give a shit about, I lay into it more. Cause then I'm like, do it, motherfucker. I'm begging you. Give me a reason to do something to hurt you in response. There's one person we know who I always tried to push their buttons and it failed miserably every fucking time. And it pissed me off. So finally I just haul off and decked him. You know who I'm talking about.
Nick, it's the only guy I can think of.
Yeah. Yeah. That dude, which it in hindsight, I wish I hit him harder. Um, because a lot of stuff I learned about that guy years later, it's like, man, and I called this dude my friend. Like he did things that I just it bothered me to hear about. And the thing was, I was very prone to believing the person that was telling me because they had no reason to lie. They gained nothing from telling me these things about him. And so
Yeah.
it was like,
See, the
damn.
sad thing is I considered that guy my friend too for a while, and I have no idea what it is that you're talking about. That what he did to
I
put you on edge.
so
I mean, it's
I
not
will
anything
I
we
will
have
say
to
this.
go over on stream, but
No, I was gonna
I'm
say we can talk about it off stream. I'll let you know.
yeah,
You have to remind me, but yeah, no. He he proved himself to be the epitome of a piece of shit.
yeah.
So yeah.
Okay, let me
Um,
rephrase that. Let me rephrase that. I did not consider him one of my friends. I considered him an acquaintance on the verge of becoming a friend
yeah,
because he was friends with a couple of my friends. That sounds
yeah,
more appropriate for what he was to me.
yeah. No, I did consider him a friend. Um, I mean, I can tell you this one thing. So at one point, his dumb ass broke into a house and he got caught. He got arrested and all that fun stuff. He had to go to court. Well, his dad asked my mom to come and testify as a character witness on his behalf. And so my mom went in and went to court and did all this. And right after her testimony, the prosecuting attorneys were like, "Yeah, here's the proof. Here's the video footage. Here's the camera. You know, he actually did it." And my mom's sitting there like, "I just came out here on the stand when you told me 100% you didn't do it. There's no way you did this," and made myself look like a fool. My mother never forgave him for that. Like she passed on still hating him and his father for that because it's like
Yeah,
my mom didn't have much in this world, but she had her word and they
they
both
crapped
just
on it.
yeah. And so
Yeah,
she never forgave him to the point where he came over. It was right before I was with my ex, and he came over real briefly, and she was like, "I don't know why you still hang out with him." And I asked her about it, and she told me why she hated him so much. And I'm like, well, I I'm an idiot. I hang out with dumb people. Um, not everyone's dumb. She's like, yeah, James is a good person. Why don't you hang out with him more? And I'm all because he works all the fucking time. Because this is back when you work for Frank. So
Yeah.
you were working like 24-hour days basically. So you were never free.
Yeah.
His dumb ass was. And then it was shortly after this conversation with my mom that I learned all this other stuff. So this was actually further back. Because it was well before my mom passed. And then the thing he did that solidified like he's an acquaintance as far as I'm concerned now. Like if he said hi, I'd be like, okay, hi. But that's the end of it. Like I'm not gonna sit there and have a conversation with the dude.
Right.
Whereas when my mom passed, he's like, hey, let me take you out to lunch. And I was like, fine, whatever, I don't care. You know, my brothers were like, get out of the house. My dad was like, get out of the house. My ex was like, get out of your house. You need to go do something. So I did. The whole fucking time. This this guy is sitting there just going on about how you need to see Jesus, you need to go to church. God will save you. And I'm like, motherfucker, my mom just died. All right. My mother was the most religious person I know next to your dumbass. And you're sitting here telling me this is what I need right now. Like it hasn't even been 48 hours. And you're telling me this is what I need. That's
Yeah.
when I text.
Yeah. Some people
I
they just
text it.
they don't get it. Some people don't get it. Like there's a couple people who I know that are like heavy into church and this and that, and they are some of the most um distrusting people that I know.
Mhm.
And I don't associate with them anymore. You know, I'm like, nope. And in fact, some of them to this day, like just mentioning their name, I'm like, I don't like that person at all.
Yeah.
Well, why not?
Yeah, I don't
Well,
blame. I
because they
don't.
did some stupid shit at church, no less, and I don't appreciate it. Like,
So that's the thing. When I first met you, you were never like super God is good, God is great. At least not around me. You and I had a brief conversation early on about how I'm not a very religious person. I will respect your beliefs and whatnot, but I don't want to sit and talk about religion. It's just not for me. It's not my thing. And
right,
you got it, and that was it. One time you asked me to go to a church like gathering or event with you, and I said, sure, why not? You made it fun. But it was because of what you did, not because of what was going on in the church. You were making me have fun. I
yeah,
enjoyed myself going to that because of you. I
right,
still was like, nope, not for me. And you were like,
right,
cool.
yeah. And that's the
But
way
you
that it
also
should be.
changed
Is
too.
yeah, that's the way that it should be. No church should ever force anything on anyone. However, like if I have friends and I'm heavy into church and I want my friends to share in the word and the teachings that I'm going through and learning, then I look at it like, well, how's the best way to get them to come along with me and not forcing, you know? Like, I
Yeah.
want them to want to be here. I don't want them to come because I'm telling them to come.
Yeah. Sometimes I wish Kim would get that. Like, I love her to death. She's an amazing woman. She is a very strong in her religious beliefs, but she's not the stereotypical Christian. She's very open-minded, very um she's the good side of Christianity. Like you are a good side of the Christianity religious belief system. And I don't know where I was going with that. Anyways, but no, like you're a good Christian, she's a good Christian, you know, you don't follow the word 100% to the letter, neither does she. Um but she's constantly trying to get me to participate in church events and stuff like that. And I'm like, baby, I love you. I am Catholic. I may not practice, I may not believe, I may not go to church, but I am Catholic. I do not have any interest in Christianity. But even if I wasn't technically Catholic, I still don't fucking want to go to church. I don't want to be here. I go to help you out and to, have fun, but I don't want to do this stuff all the time.
Yeah.
It was her pastor who flat out told her, like, you need to stop because you're pissing him off.
Yeah.
Word for word, exact statement. You need to stop because you're pissing him off. Stop pushing so hard. He doesn't want to be a part of this church. He will be a part in his own way, but he's not going to become a full fledged member of the church. Like That's just not going to happen. She
Right.
understands that, and the pastor's really cool with me. Like she does not sit there and start going on about scripture, none of that crap, like other pastors I've known in my life do. Um, she's chill. Uh, she's awesome. But yeah, it took my girlfriend's pastor to say, "Hey, you need to stop because you're just upsetting him and pushing him in a direction he doesn't want to go, and that's why he's pushing back." And this was like 2 years ago, 2, 3 years ago. And
Right.
she listened to a point. So, I mean, it's a
I
woman
mean,
wants
can
what a
you
woman
can't
wants,
really,
and she's gonna
yeah,
push
I'd
it.
say you can't really blame her for trying to get you to want to or to go
But the
to
thing
be a
is she's
part of
not trying
something
to
that
convert
she
me.
wants.
Yeah, that's the one thing she's not trying to do. She's not trying to convince me to become Christian. She
Right.
just wants me to be there to participate and be a part of what something she enjoys, and and
Right.
and I get that, but when I tell you no for the 50th time, you really need to fucking listen.
Yeah.
Um so it took that happening before she finally was like, okay, she knows she can count on me for anything having to do with like tech stuff. I'll gladly come and help because the person they have running their tech stuff at the church, oh my fucking dude spent $3,000 of the church's money for equipment that was outdated and inferior in every fucking way, and they're still using it because they can't afford anything better now because this idiot thought, "Oh yeah, I'm buying the best stuff on the market." No, we're not. You bought a bunch of crap. And I tried to convince them not to do it, and they listened to him. Now that they're having all these massive issues, they're like, "Yeah, we should have listened to Eddie." And so that's fun because I've been having to fix it. Moving on, because I have no idea where I was going with that. So you said you got the campaign done in Lightfall finally.
Yeah, yeah. It took me,
So
2 days worth of actually sit down and play. Well, really, it was just one day, because the first day that I sat down to play it, we did the opening mission,
did you
and
do it with the other
then
guys,
I
or did you
got
do it by yourself?
I did it with the guys I work with.
Okay, yeah, it
Um,
was going to be a lot harder if you did it with more than one person.
we did it as three. We did it as a group of three.
Yeah, the boss fight, the final boss fight, had to have been a bitch.
Not really, believe it or not, it really wasn't that hard.
I hope you did it on. Did you get the exotic at the end?
Oh yeah,
Okay, yeah, I was making
yeah.
sure because
We did
like
the whole thing on legendary.
yeah,
The
the
first
final boss fight
mission.
is a lot harder um if you don't have good stuff, and I'm guessing these guys were really well equipped because
Yeah,
yeah,
I think they had good stuff. Like I said, they like you. They played a lot. So they had a lot of stuff, and they kept suspending people and doing things. And nah, it's weird.
yeah, they were.
Um,
So they probably already had all that stuff unlocked, and they were just taking you through it. It sounds like because you shouldn't have had all that available to you when you
the one guy had gone through the campaign two, maybe three times. The other one was going on it for the first time on his, I want to say his Titan. Um, so like I was doing it on my Warlock, he was doing it on his Titan, and then the other guy was, again, he was going through it for like I think a third time.
yeah. Um,
But
no,
no, so like we did the first mission, and then we ended up stopping because I had to get the kids from school. I told them I need like 30 minutes or 45 minutes, maybe even an hour, just depending on what kid does what, and moving, getting, just, I need to get the kids from school. When I came home, they were already signed off. And then the next day I was going to run through it with them, but they had already done it by the time I got home from work. I'm like, "Oh, well, that's pretty shitty." so
yeah,
so that didn't work. And then I finally decided, I said, "Okay, I'm going to sign on and I'm going to go through this shit solo unless you guys need to go through it one more time." And I'm going to just do it until it's done, Like I don't have to worry about the kids, this and that. And they were like, "Okay, cool." So then we ran it together and we finished the campaign. I had no idea that it was as short as it was. Like I just
yeah,
started, I think at like 10 a.m. and was done before I had to get the kids from school.
Yeah, the campaign is pretty short. Again, their plan has always been to tell the full story over the course of the year and not just in one big boop. There it is. Here's your story. You know, um,
Well, the story
they
too
have
comes
they have
along with the
now,
videos, right?
huh?
That's how they're telling the story is the videos that are in between all the
Not
cutscenes.
just the videos. It's not just the videos. It's the actual missions, the story missions and stuff that come out. The quest missions. That's how they're telling the story. They're also telling it through the seasonal story. Um, like right now, they're telling essentially what is the aftermath of the campaign in the seasonal storyline. After you do the first week, the second week is the aftermath of the campaign. And this week is probably going to be the aftermath of the raid being launched. And the game itself, uh, with the raid now completed, there are elements of the story that have slightly changed and progressed. So if you didn't hit those marks before Saturday or Friday, sorry, you you won't miss anything because it's still probably going to be there, but it's not going to you're going to get a different reaction the next time you do it. Like a different element will play instead of what played before.
Mm.
Um so because you're on a warlock, you if you're using a certain piece of gear, you'll get certain dialogue that you wouldn't get otherwise, but I don't think you have that piece. In fact, I'm pretty sure you don't have it because unless you've gone to Zur and bought it, I don't think you've got it. But it's a helmet that works with Void. I know you like running Void, so um, but yeah, the campaign was short and sweet as far as like the actual DLC. And in that regard, I personally will admit, I'm a little, but I also like the fact that they're stretching the story out so you have a reason to come back every week and play and see what's going on in the game and not miss out on, too much. And it's all stuff that before the year is over, you'll be able to go do still. It's not like you have to get on today to catch it. Um, there
Yeah.
will be stuff like that, like Guardian games coming up here in like a few weeks. This week we have the return of Trials, even though it was supposed to be Iron Banner, it was supposed to be here this week.
Yeah,
We
Iron
said,
Banner's like next week, right?
yeah, Iron Banner got pushed back to next week. Trials is coming out this weekend. Uh, Trials, I don't know how that's gonna work. I mean, I don't know if there was any changes to Trials. Weapon wise, I don't see how you're gonna have any real advantage or disadvantage depending on what you're using. It's just a PvP thing. If you're playing PvP and you play Trials, it's available to you this weekend. I'm actually looking forward to Iron Banner next week. I'm a
I
little
am too.
bummed that it's not this week. The some of the weapons you can get, I've been using the submachine gun that you get from Iron Banner, and the roll I got on it is really good. However, they refreshed the perks that you can get on it, and so now I have a new roll I want to go get, and it's like, fuck, I have to do
See,
trials next week. I don't want to do not trials, but I have to do Iron Banner next week, and I don't like doing Iron Banner because it's
I
very, very, yeah.
I plan on playing a lot of Iron Banner until I can get as many emblems on my outfits of the Iron Banner emblems I can get because um my
So
chest piece that I
you
have
will
right
be
now is
grinding
Iron
like
Banner.
so. Just let me tell you this right now. You will be grinding your ass off if that's what you're trying to go for
That's okay.
because the way to get the armor is you're going to need because the way the decrypting system works now is you need to get X amount of Ingrams to get this item. And because you've never gotten these items, the cost is going to be much higher than it would be if you've already gotten it, like you've already had it drop. So you'll have access to all of it next week. Just know that to get all of that stuff, it's gonna be a heavy, heavy grind.
That's
Um,
okay.
there is a pulse rifle that there's a pulse rifle. There's gonna be, I think, the submachine gun will be back. I don't know what other weapons are in there actually. Hang on, let me take a look through real quick. I don't think there's an auto rifle.
Yeah, I'm
Pretty
actually
sure there's not an auto
pretty
rifle.
I say I'm pretty okay with my current auto rifle.
The
I
one that's
really
in the
like it.
raid, I really want to go do this raid. it is supposedly easy mode, um, big time. Like you don't have to know like heavy duty mechanics. So there's a pulse rifle. I know that much for the Iron Banner.
But
Yeah, there's a pulse
the
rifle.
raid is 6 people, right?
The raid is 6 people. It
Yeah, like I
is.
said, we have 5.
I could probably get a sixth if we can get all 5 definitively together. Elliot is not raid ready. For the older raids, yes, not for the newer one. The newest one, neither you nor Elliot are ready for that.
Yeah. But the other
There
2
can't.
people that we have are.
Yeah, you can't have like you need to have everybody at least close
And
to. Oh,
and
hang on. Before I
here's a question. What makes somebody raid ready? Somebody's opinion
light
or the
level,
gear that you have?
light level,
Like,
your
okay,
light
so what
level.
light level
No,
do you
you
need
would
to
be
have?
raid ready. You would be raid ready if you're 1770. You would be raid ready because the raid is 1770. So yeah,
Yeah,
you
I'm
would be
either
ready.
1770 or higher.
Yeah. So you are ready to do it.
I might even
So
be
you can go in there.
1780.
Yeah. You would have a little bit of struggle, but the mechanics for the most part, I mean, you've got me and you've got the other guys. For the most part, this is a raid where you can have people who are doing the mechanics. And I think that was one of the things that I want to talk about this for a second. So the world's first raid race was last Friday, and it took I think just under 3 hours, something like that, to for the first team to complete it. For a world's first raid race, this was the easiest day one raiding experience for anybody because of the mechanics that were built into this system before the raid launched. And the reason for that was Bungie's intention was to release this raid with the matchmaking option so you could matchmake into this raid and actually get raid gear and do the raid. You only needed a few people that know the mechanics, and that's it. Like that's literally it's a giant strike. Um, which is probably why I can see them bringing back.
And Frozen. That's great. This is probably why you
Um,
can see them bringing back what?
um, Iron Banner's live.
Oh, interesting.
I'm in the game right now, and Iron Banner is live.
Cool.
I don't
But
know why. I
what did
don't
you
know why this is live. This should not be live right now.
what
So
did you just finish? Finish what your thought was?
I've lost my train of thought, unfortunately.
Raids are giant strikes, which would make perfect
No.
sense
So this
because
particular raid is like a giant strike with 6 people. It is really easy to do, from my understanding. A lot of people were very angry about how easy it was to do this raid. I haven't done the raid at all. I have no idea. I haven't gone in with a group of people that have done it. I have no experience on that. So I can't speak about how easy or hard it is. However, I can understand people being angry about, the difficulty because day one rating is supposed to be a true test of one's ability in this game. I would say, hey, Bungie is going in a different direction in some ways, and in other ways, they're giving those diehards that want the challenge, they're giving you those options. I guarantee master difficulty for this raid is going to be a much, much, much more difficult experience than um, the base raid was. And I'm perfectly fine with that. I understand people are still pissy about it, but my stance is this: if more people can do this raid and get rewards and feel like they got something out of it and not just, got their asses kicked over and over again. Case in point, we did that dungeon, you and I and Geo, and you didn't know what you were doing. Even if you knew the mechanics, I have a feeling you wouldn't have enjoyed yourself at all. I think you would have been getting just as frustrated because, you know, you die, get res, die, get res. But with raids, you can't die and get res 100 times. You if you go down, it's a problem. Like so. Oh nope, the Iron Banner's gone again. Um, that's sad. Um, but yeah, it's I get people being angry about it being so easy, but I also look at it from the standpoint of it's more accessibility, and that's what Bungie is going for this year is to make things more accessible in the game because so many people have not been able to do stuff. yours truly included in this. I want to do Vault of Glass. I want to get the Mythic Glass. I want to do this. I want to get that. I want to do this. I want to get that. I want to do this just to do it. But you need a group, and I don't have it. Yes, you know people, but getting everyone on at the same time is not an easy feat, as you know. So
It's actually easier for me to get the three of us on at the same time than it is for you because the three of us don't have a second job and our jobs
yeah,
only last 4 hours a day. So
yeah, yeah. I'm not that lucky. So, but yeah. I mean, it's difficult even before when I wasn't working and I was just home and all I did was play video games and make YouTube content and then streaming. Um, I just don't have, I didn't have the six people, including myself, to do these things. Geo kind
right.
of finally started helping me out, taking me through stuff, but it's like it's once in a blue moon because my schedule is so weird and I work mornings. So it's not like I can stay up all night and game, which is when he and his friends are usually on. So it's like, fuck. I only have 2 days a week. This is changing, hopefully in the next 2 weeks. I'm not 100% sure, but I'm going to start having 3 days off a week, which will help with my ability to do stuff. I am going to be streaming more. So that's a thing. And with Discord now fully integrated into PS5,
It's shit, by
yeah.
the way.
Huh?
Discord in the PS5 is crap.
What do you mean?
Roy and I have been using it or trying to use it, and day one, there was so many issues when it came to his microphone that he's like, nope, never mind, fuck this, this is dumb. He's like, I've been waiting so long for this to get integrated, and it is complete trash. So now he
Yeah.
he still
So,
runs Xbox or not Xbox. He still runs Discord on his PC and plays on his PlayStation.
like I do now. Um,
Mm-hmm.
the thing is, if you're using it to stream as well, and you're trying to use a
No,
good mic, it's not going to work because your mic's not hooked up to your PS5. You would have to hook that microphone up to the PS5 to have.
yeah, no. That's what I'm saying is he the microphone he has he can't hook it up to the PS5, but
Yeah,
he has this adapter that can hook up to the PS5, and the microphone hooks up to the adapter. But it just it's not good.
it doesn't recognize it. It's not going to.
Yeah, it's not good. So
Yeah, it's
like
not going to
he's
recognize
like,
it.
how come I
So,
can't switch the microphone? All the microphone that's registering is the one in his controller. I'm like, yeah,
so I can say this much. He uses one of the like a more professional microphone, correct?
yeah,
Yeah, the only microphone outside, like you would need to use a by default USB microphone if you were hooking it up to your PS5. You're not going to be able to use an adapter. It's not going to work because the PS5 will not recognize it because it's not a fucking computer. So it's not going to recognize the microphone. And so the only microphone on the market that I'm aware of that will work with a PS5 and be better sound quality is a fucking Snowball or a Yeti. Those are the only ones I know of that work on the PS5 for better sound quality. So there you go. He had one. He gave it to you.
yeah. He sure did.
So yeah.
He can have it back if he
That's
wants it, but at the same time, I don't think he's gonna want it specifically because he's like, it would be only for talking on the fucking PlayStation. You know what I mean? It's if he ever got back into game streaming, he wouldn't use Discord on the fucking PlayStation for game streaming.
I mean the sound quality for people coming through on Discord, it's much better than it would be if you're all using PlayStation microphones. If you're trying to use it through PlayStation, you can't use because this is what confused me and it took me some like figuring it out. Yes, it was buggy initially at launch. It's a little better now. They've ironed out some of the kinks, but the one thing people want is to keep using Discord. They want to connect it through the PlayStation 5 so they can hear other people, but they don't want to use that microphone. Exactly the same issue that Roy was having. They don't plan to integrate that feature because you're essentially using two separate devices at that point. And the idea is to have it all on one device so you don't have to have that other one. So it may eventually become a thing where that's an option where you can send the chat audio through and you're still using your computer. Like if you're streaming, it makes sense for streamers to stay on Discord and not, whatever. Because right now, for me to use Discord and use my headphones through the PlayStation and get the good sound quality I would get by using it through the PlayStation, I have to finagle 50 million things, and it's just a real pain in the ass. My sound quality
Yeah,
going out to you would be crap, but to my stream would be great, which again, for people who care about that stuff, myself included, that's that's not okay. They have openly said that they are working on a way of implementing it, but it's not going to be available anytime soon.
yeah.
So,
No, and so another thing that he thought was pretty dumb is you have to open Discord with your phone or your computer and then go to the
you can't
tab and
activate it. Yeah.
switch it over to PlayStation.
Yeah, you
I'm
can't.
like,
You have
what?
to run a chat on the app first and then connect it to the PlayStation. I think that's dumb. I think if they had the app built in like as a downloadable feature on PlayStation so you could access Discord directly from PlayStation, that would be better. I know that is
Yeah,
coming, and that's probably when the ability to have just the audio send through and you can still be on a separate device with your better microphone, whatever. That'll probably be a thing when that app becomes available. But they've been trying to get this set up for so long that I have a feeling that they just said, okay, look, here's where we're at. Here's what we need. Here's what we're going to do. We're going to do this now. We'll do this part later. Let's just get it out there because it's already a year past when we said we were going to have it out. And if we don't get it out now, it's never going to get out. And I think that's what
yeah.
they did. And I'm fine
And
with
I
that
think
because it opens up options. But if you
I
can't join the Discord chat directly from PlayStation,
it shouldn't
there's
be
no
there.
yeah.
Yeah, it shouldn't be there. And that's I think my issue is I don't even run PlayStation and I have an issue with that because it's like why are you going to put something into a console, into a system that you can't access through that system? You still have to use an outside thing. Like what's the point? Like
Yeah.
if I have
Like
Discord on my PC and I can hear my game while I'm running Discord on my PC using the same headphones that I hear my Discord voice through, there is no point to then open Discord on the console after you already have it open and joined in the PC. The only difference would
so
be to save battery or to save power if I plan
that's
on turning
exactly
off my
that's
computer.
so that's part of it. So like the best way to put it is unless like you and we have OBS on our computers so we can get game sound through the computer so we can use our headphones that way. But if you're using a full surround sound headphones, you're not getting full surround sound head like audio through your headphones because your
Depends
headphones
on
is
your
not
headphones.
no,
I can
it
say
doesn't
that.
matter.
I can say that because I have a pair of headphones that I was able to play with my Xbox and get full surround sound and Bluetooth it to my PC and get full access to my PC, Pandora
But
Music, Facebook Messenger, and be in an Xbox party chat at the same time.
that's why it's because you have that Bluetooth capability, whereas a lot of headphones don't have that. And so that is the
That's why.
idea.
That's why I said you. It depends on your headphones.
Exactly. So, but if you don't have the kind of money to spend for those really nice headphones, obviously they're very expensive. They're not going to be cheap for all those features. Yeah.
Right.
Um. So you don't have that kind of money to spend, but you want to be able to chat with your friends on Discord, and you want to play the game. I my girlfriend's brother-in-law, he has this problem. His friends do not use the PlayStation Party Chat. They use Discord. His headphones, he doesn't have a computer. He has a laptop that he sits next to, but he can't hear the game audio because he doesn't have the same options we do where you have OBS open or you have something open that allows you to play audio through. He's on PlayStation. And so in order for him to use Discord and PlayStation to hear the game, he has to choose. He can't do both because they won't use the party chat. This now gives him the option, but it's a convoluted way of getting there.
Yeah.
That's why I said they've openly said they are working on a Discord app for the PlayStation that would allow you to jump and join in the chats directly from PlayStation, and the functionality to pass the chat. Like, you can jump from PlayStation to PC, from PC to PlayStation, or mix them, and you're on the PlayStation talking to people in Discord, but you're using your PC's microphone because it's a better quality or whatever the case may be. That is probably another year out, unfortunately.
Yeah.
So, but it's there for those that want to use it. It's a cool tool. It works, but it's convoluted and frustrating for people that want certain things that aren't just there yet. So, but yeah, I don't know where to go from there. I do know this. I do think we need to wrap this up. This week's episode wasn't bad. I mean, we kind of all over the place like we always are. But
Yeah, and it wasn't just you talking, which is nice.
shut up. Anyways, but I know you have a bunch of stuff you got to go do. Um,
I got a bunch
are
of
you going to get on
laundry I
today?
need to take care of. That's what I need to do.
Are you going to be getting on at all today?
I'm gonna try. Like I said, it just depends on how much of the laundry shit I can get done. I have legit all of. I have to go through all of my clothes, all of them.
All right, amigo. Well, if you get on, hit me up. I'll be on for a while, but I'm gonna go get something to eat because my stomach is saying go eat, fat man, and I'm gonna listen this time. So, but thank you guys
Right.
for tuning in. We hope you guys enjoyed the stream today. We will be back next week with another episode. Until next time, adios. And for
Hold on
those of
one
you,
second. Hold on.
okay,